champ right there. There's the champ. He's big, he's strong, and he earned that title.
February 11th of 2023. Main event time here in Uniontown. It is Pillman versus Everhart for the Ryse Grand Champion. My name is Jim Amata, your Ty Cross. And before we go off the air tonight, the Grand Championship will be decided. Many have said that Pillman Jr. was born to be a champion. Will tonight be the night he claims that championship?
You say Pillman is born to be a champion. Edric Everhart, who I have known for well over a decade, was not born to be a champion. Yet of the two men in that ring, Everhart holds the gold. Pillman Jr. does not.
And
A little
immediately,
bit of disrespect there.
Edric showing he won't be impressed with the legacy of the name or the reputation of the athlete.
Pillman Jr. is just another man in his way.
And I believe Brian Pillman Jr. just sent a message to Edric Everhart that Pillman will not be intimidated. Toughness and tenacity is in the DNA of Pillman.
But has Pillman had to overcome what Edric Everhart has had to overcome? Does that make Edric more hardened in that ring? Oh, Edric caught that kick.
Yeah, Pillman telegraphed it.
He powered Pillman into the corner here.
Pillman avoids the contact.
Big arm drag.
As we know, Pillman Jr., a student of the underrated Legendland Storm. So you're going to see Pillman employ many of those technical aspects. But I'm not sure that anyone, crucifix pin here, shoulders down, anyone will be able to truly prepare for the amount of shortcuts that Edric Everhart is willing to take.
Everhart also took a couple of personal shots online towards Pillman in promos and such, and I'm telling you right now.
Well, there's no low that Edric Everhart won't sink to, and that's what you really can't prepare for prior to any matchup.
Is Pillman bringing that kind of negativity into this match, or is he focused on winning this title? This hammerlock's been held now for a long time, but Edric able to work his way out. Some damage might have been done to those shoulder ligaments there in that hammerlock. We'll see as this match continues. It's very early still. Some posturing being done.
Pillman trying to work his way out, and he does.
Lightning quick.
Up and over here. Leapfrog from Pillman. Up and over goes Edric. Lucha pass.
And Pillman was ready for it.
One step ahead, just one step ahead at this juncture of the matchup. But that one step, that is how ultra competitive these two are. That is how evenly matched these two are. That one step may make the definitive difference in the outcome of this contest.
But does Pillman make a mistake not capitalizing with better offense there? He went with the disrespect, with the stepping on the back and stepping over, rolling out of the ring, taking a little time out, getting in the head of Edric Everhart. But should he have gone for a little bit more offense there? Is he taking the champ a little too lightly? We don't know. I'll tell you right now, you can't find someone that's got less confidence than Brian Pillman Jr.
You're a coward just like your dad.
Oh, wow!
And I believe that Edric may have just crossed the line.
That slap to the face. What a personal attack. I told you, Everhart is not against making this thing personal, but Pillman's still a step ahead here.
Well, Pillman Sr., let's make it clear, underwent dozens of throat operations as a child to overcome polyps on his vocal cords, and that toughness is in the DNA of the Pillman name. That is what Edric's going to have to contend with, and I don't think you want to poke the bear in that respect.
I would not call either Pillman a coward, as Everhart just did. Big drop.
There's the Pillman drop kick. That's some shades of flying, Brian, there.
Oh, wow. Everhart drilled straight to the floor, boot first. Trying to beg off a little bit, trying to get a timeout, but Pillman's not going to let him breathe.
Certainly, Pillman's going to have to push forward. And it's important to mention here, Ty, I was able to confirm this with Ryse management Chris LaRusso. If Pillman is victorious in this matchup and wins the Grand Championship, Ryse Wrestling has signed him for the option of title defenses. So this championship will not be
won and taken.
Will not be left lingering, so to speak. Pillman will defend the championship if he's victorious.
Oh no, that boot. Shin first, it looked like it was going to be a sort of a buzzsaw kick, and then shin first into the steel post. Those kick pads offer some protection, but not against steel.
This may be a turning point in this matchup.
Pillman's still fighting back. I'm looking to see if I see any limp after kicking the post like that. Wait a second. A knee DT right over the middle rope.
And that is how resourceful, Edric Everhart is.
And then you see Pillman, in trying not to take the brunt of the impact on the floor, on his shoulders, his back, his neck, landed on his feet. But that could have been the worst possible thing to happen there when the knee has already taken some kind of damage.
And unfortunately, Ty, this highly anticipated main event,
it might be academic at this point.
Maybe coming to a very abrupt end because Pillman is favoring, I'm not sure if it's the knee, the ankle, maybe the hamstring.
I think it started with a shot to the shin, but then Everhart was able to knee DT and hang that rope up that knee up at the same time over the middle rope. And then coming down hard on the floor, feet first. I think it's the knee right now. That's definitely where Everhart's been driving those boots into.
And there are so many spots of the knee that are susceptible to damage. The MCL, the ACL, the meniscus, the patella tendon.
One of the parts of the body an athlete can injure in a non-contact setting. So you got to think a contact injury to the knee can be so devastating.
And if it's the ankle, there's obviously tendons in the ankle as well. And no matter how you slice it at this point, Pillman's in trouble. He may be on borrowed time. He may have to call an audible and go into desperation mode here.
A couple of stiff shots to the back, but not going to slow Edric down. He does let the hold go around the rope, but the official was counting, giving him that 5-second count. To Everhart's credit, he can hang on to that hold and take the disqualification, but he's not doing that. He's not taking that disqualification out. He's in there saying, I am going to beat Brian Pillman Jr. Oh, we're going to see the knee driven here, I think. Wow.
Well, let's put it out there plain and simple, Ty. The Pillman name has a lot of legacy behind it, and that means some of the biggest and brightest minds are going to watch this matchup. Edric Everhart has all the eyes that he wants, all the attention on himself here, being the defending champion. It would certainly be an ego boost for Everhart if he makes an example out of Pillman Jr.
I think for Edric it's more than an ego boost. I think it's cementing his status as the grand champion, as someone to be taken serious in Pittsburgh. Whipped into the buckle, and you can see that knee already starting to give way. Edric and I, we fought so hard to be taken seriously in this area, and I like to think that we got there in the end, but Edric is trying to take that to a whole nother level, and it started taking that grand championship from Pretty Boy Smooth, and then it went on to beating Chase Oliver, who is such a huge name in the tri-state area, and now Brian Pillman Jr. literally hobbled in the ring at the hands of the grand champion. It's more than just an ego boost for him. It is the solidification of him as a star in Pittsburgh.
If Pillman can't stand, Ty, he's not going to be able to fight.
Like I said, when the injury first occurred on the outside, and I do think it's an injury, I don't think he's just hurt, I think he's injured. And I've said before, there's a difference there. This one could be academic, but wait!
Calgary Crab! Calgary Crab!
Everhart He's close to the ropes, but not close enough. So this is just going to be a struggle of the strength here. Pillman Jr. is on one bad knee, so if Edric is able to crawl, I don't know if Pillman can fight him back.
This is that Storm pedigree tie, and that Storm pedigree may bring Pillman Jr. the grand championship.
And you can see Edric getting to the ropes. I think if you look at the knee, still favoring that knee, I think that had Pillman, oh wow, what a chop block. I think had Pillman had the strength in that knee, he could have walked Edric back to the center of the ring, but without that wheel, it wasn't able to happen. Difference maker.
And the pain etched on the face of Pillman here.
And this crowd, they are so behind Brian Pillman Jr. They want to see him take this title from someone that they loathe. It is so important to these fans to see this belt, this championship belt, off the shoulder of Edric Everhart. Their love for Brian Pillman Jr. aside, this is so much to these Ryse faithful.
And Edric Everhart's like a shark here.
He's going to the
he smells
post.
blood.
This could be all but over here. This could be all but over and then some. Wrapping the knee around the post. Edric saying one more time.
And man,
we're getting to the point.
yeah, and there you see it. That's how content Edric Everhart is. He's grinning like a Cheshire cat because he knows he's in firm control of this title defense here.
We're getting to that point, I hate to say it, where it's getting a little hard to watch for Pillman here. Oh wait, Brian fighting back. Those kicks are well placed.
And this may be the last rally for the second generation loose cannon, but he may only need one last rally.
Edric needs to recoup here. Get back on offense. Are we going to see the cutter right here? No water in the pole!
Pillman may have been just a half a step ahead of the champion that time.
Well, it lets you know for sure Pillman's definitely watched tape. He knew what was coming there. Trading strikes back and forth. Who's the tougher man?
Pillman's firing himself up. The Pillman name has a championship legacy. Could we see one more notch added here tonight?
And we're seeing Cincinnati grit versus Pittsburgh grit in the middle of this Ryse ring.
Super kick right on the button.
Big lariat. New champion.
Edric escapes, and Pillman Jr., you can see the frustration all over his face. You want to talk about tenacity? Pillman Jr. is going to fight through the pain in an attempt to win that grand championship. But trying to pivot on the injured knee may prove to be very, very difficult. We are seeing a fight for the grand championship.
He rolls through again.
Back into the Calgary crab.
I think Edric's a little further from the ropes than he was before.
Pillman has it set. He has it sunk in so deep right now. This may be Pillman's best shot.
And as close as he might be to the ropes, it probably feels like miles.
Edric is trying to literally claw his way to those ropes.
And Pillman fought through the pain.
And we may be just mere moments away from a new grand champion.
Right to the knee. Oh, wow!
And Everhart getting a bitter taste of his own medicine here.
Oh my goodness! Everhart rolls through. A single leg crab of his own.
I don't know how well Everhart has it cinched in, but you can see the pain radiating through the body of Pillman Jr.
He actually has the ankle tucked under his opposite arm, so it's adding that extra torque to the knee.
Look at the angle that Pillman's leg is being twisted and contorted by the champion.
It is willpower versus willpower, and Pillman Jr. outwills Edric Everhart and gets to the ropes.
These two are absolutely exhausted, and they are fighting it out for the Ryse Grand Championship. That is what the Ryse Grand Championship means to these two young men.
This is the kind of matchup that makes you love professional wrestling, what we're seeing right here.
From Lee Moriarty to Matt Connor to down the list, everyone that's held that championship.
Derek Direction, Tony Johnson, Derek Dillinger, Tony Johnson. So many great names, Pretty Boy Smooth.
It's been top tier competition the whole way. These two know what adding your name to that list means, and in Edric's case, keeping his name on that championship. This is a high-risk situation here.
Edric Everhart he's taken Pillman all the way up to the top floor, but Pillman is fighting back. Big headbutt. Edric all the way to the canvas.
Flying Brian could live up to his name here.
Wow! Connects.
Hooks that leg. Ty, we got a new
It's over. Unreal.
No! How in the world did Edric Everhart kick out?
This crowd has come to life in ways I've never seen before.
The Grand Championship hanging in the balance right here.
Pillman is all adrenaline here on that knee. Edric going straight to it though, trying to suss out the adrenaline. Big power bomb, jackknife style. Unreal.
And Pillman may have landed directly on his tailbone, which would jar the entire spine.
And you see Pillman holding his eyes. That's the kind of grip you go to when you realize that it's over. You can see wincing in pain, the way an athlete would on the field. You're seeing it right here in this ring. This one might be over.
Ryse history is being made right here, because either Pillman Jr. is going to make headlines for winning the Ryse Championship, or Edric Everhart will put everyone on notice if he's able to defeat Brian Pillman Jr.
Pillman caught him. Super kick. Look at this. Unbelievable.
Right back to the injured knee.
Edric knows the weakness is there now. What a near fall. Edric knows the weakness is there, so he can always go back to it.
Pillman may refuse to be denied here. We've talked about the name. We've talked about the legacy. Could Brian Pillman Jr. be destined for a championship here tonight?
And I think win, lose, or draw, Edric Everhart has proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that he not only belongs in the ring with Brian Pillman Jr., he is as good as he says he is.
And this may be the champion getting desperate. This may be the champion looking for a way out here.
He was thinking about it. He was thinking about it. You could see it in his eyes. Is this what I want to do? But wait a second.
Referee Nick Brown going to lay down the wall here.
Nick stopping him, cold in his tracks. What is Edric going to do? We've seen him take out his frustration on officials in the past. Nick Brown is a brave man.
Wait a minute, Edric has the Grand Championship. Nick, you got to turn around. Shoulders down. And if
he was able to roll out.
Distraction Pillman may have had.
I think that maybe Edric gave a shot to the knee. Something with that knee gave out for sure. I had a bad angle on it. Edric rolling to the outside. I think Edric's taking his ball and going home, man.
I think Edric knows how much jeopardy that championship is in right now.
And now Pillman's the one that's got to try to make Make this happen. He caught him. He knows this title's got to be won in the ring. Edric's trying to get out the back door again.
Edric just wants to get out of Dodge.
He hit him with it.
Now right in front of the referee. No, come on.
Unbelievable.
We cannot have this end this way.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match as the result of a disqualification, Brian Pillman Jr. However, as a result of the disqualification, still your Ryse Grand Champion, the new ugly, Edric Everhart.
Damn it, man.
We can't let this stand.
I personally wanted to see Edric Everhart retain the title because no matter what we've been through, he's been my best friend for over a decade, but I didn't want to see this. Wait a second. He just threw Nick Brown straight to the floor.
That's going to cost him some money.
I don't think he cares. I think he's incensed right now. Pillman's out of it, man. Pillman is completely out of it. And Edric, you know what he's going for here? He's going to go for that gotcha cutter right onto the Ryse Grand Championship. Wait a second. Oh, wow! Onto the title. Pillman Jr. makes the statement.
Edric Everhart may have saved his championship, but what does Pillman Jr. have to say?
You know, you can keep that title tonight. You know why? Because that gives me another good damn reason to come back.